Welcome back to my Battlemap creation tutorial series. As mentioned in my previous steps, we are now going to work on creating a seamless texture pattern for our base template. As I mentioned, what you want to do is create a base template with all these different layers in there, so you can easily use the layers each time and you don't have to go through the process of creating it. So again, you want to go out to Google, find some texture or pattern that you sort of like. I'm going to use this water one here. As you can see, I've already got 2 copies of it. And so you want to save that off. And then go File, Open, and Water Textures. Okay. And as I mentioned in my previous video, how you check real quickly if a pattern is seamless, you go Filter, Other, Offset. And again, it goes 300, 225. Usually I try and hit the middle of an image, so depending upon the image is what I'll do. You can see we clearly have some artifacts in there. And so obviously for a pattern, if you're doing this as a large scale pattern, it's really not going to look good. So what we want to use this pattern because it's nice. So click OK, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go in and fix this pattern so it's basically a seamless pattern for us. Now for this, we're going to be using our smudge tool and our stamp tool for the most part. And we're going to go over it quickly with the stamp tools. And so what you want to do is just click the stamp tool. And what this does is this makes a copy of an area that you select and duplicates it. You don't want it as 100%. And let me just show you why. So if you go off and stamp something that's 100% and stamp it, you're going to get hard edges. And what the idea here is we want soft edges for this. So I usually set my flow around 70%, opacity again around 70%. So we're going to define our image, and we'll start, we'll increase that a little bit more. And we're just going to grab an image. And now one thing is, when you do a stamp tool within Photoshop, when you grab an image or you stamp an image and you move up, it's sort of relative when you first stamp. So I can stamp this wherever, but as soon as I stamp this and I move some more, it's going to be relative to where I previously stamped. So as you can see, there's an edge here, and that's basically the edge here from this point. So again here, so what you want to do is just make sure you grab stamps multiple times. Otherwise, you'll hit these edges, and you really don't want another hard edge. Another thing I'll do is I'll go from different sources. So I'll grab here and bring that down. I'll grab here and just stamp along here. And then I'll go here and just stamp along here. And we're gonna get rid of this, and we're not gonna worry too much about it. Get rid of that hard line I put in there. And just stamp along there. So every once in a while, again, I'm grabbing a new stamp and I'm just stamping. Now we're going to scroll up a little bit, and we're going to get there. And again, I grab from both sides to try and merge the two. Okay, now I'm going to shrink my brush down because again, it's getting a little tighter in here. And zoom in. Okay. Oops. Back to my stamp tool. And we're just going to go here along there. Okay, we're going to increase this a little bit. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. But again, the more you play with it, the finer you do, the better your pattern's going to be. So again, here we've got a hard image here. We're going to get rid of that. So what we want to do is find something that we can either grab here and just extend that a little bit. Let's increase that a little bit. And that goes out. So again, already we've sort of lost that line there, and we sort of lost the line here. So again, we're going to repeat the process over here. And we're just going to increase this a little bit and go here. So again, you want to see how this was darker, and it's much darker down there. So again, I want to try and mix the two. I'm going to grab a bigger image just to go over that. Okay, and okay, then we're going to shrink this down and So just try and soften that up a little bit. Oops. Undo. Stamp somewhere I actually didn't want to. So again, what I'm doing here is I'm stamping in the middle here because I want this darker, because I want to try and merge that. So again, we have a hard edge here. So what we're going to do is we're going to find something that has an edge that's about the same size. So again, we'll go up here, we'll grab this, we'll stamp that, okay, and then we'll bring that down here, and you can sort of see it overlays that, okay, and we'll stamp that maybe twice because of the flow. And so again, you can see we've sort of got the different colors. So I'm just going to try and blend that a little bit. Just blend this around there. We're going to grab this. Now, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to stamp past the edge here if possible. You can go over a little bit. But you don't want to like stamp along here because that's affecting your other side of the image. Because again, we're offset right now. So again, here I'll show you, so I'm going to extend this edge here down along there, and then just extend that guy down. So again, we've pretty much lost, you can see it if you really concentrate, but it's not bad, at least not to start with, okay? And then we're going to do the same on this side. Okay, so again, now normally you want to try and save as much as possible, but I'm show you how to sort of fix stuff you overwrite. And we're going to go back to our stamp tool, and we're going to grab that, and we're sort of just going to overlay that. Oops, see, we're getting that hard edge there because that's, if you go back over here, when I stamp this tool, that's this hard edge. So I'm actually going to drop that off too. Oops. See, again, I'm grabbing those edges. Shrink that down maybe a little bit. So again, just go in here, shrink this down. Now I could also use the smudge tool and smudge it out. But the problem with the smudge tool, especially with like these textures, these fine textures, and I'm just going to smudge once. You sort of get, you're blurring your texture. And I try not to do that, which is why I like the stamp tool, because the stamp tool, while it is somewhat blurry, it doesn't kill your textures. It basically reproduces your textures. So again, we're just trying to merge these edges. Okay, we still have a little bit. Let's clean this up a little bit here. Whoops. Okay, and there we go. Oh, we still got some down here we forgot to do, the bottom part. Okay, and here I'm going to see if I can grab this right here and reproduce him. So again, that's basically copying him over. You could just cut and paste it. And then down here I'll actually use the smudge tool to smudge him out. I lose a little bit of the texture, but it's not that bad. And again, when we zoom out to normal size, you really can't see it. And so what I do is I usually go back in and I go filter, other, offset again, and I'll offset it again a different amount, 150 by 420. Okay, and just check to make sure again I'm not seeing any artifacts or any missing artifacts. So I'm just gonna, not real happy with this here. Let's just clean this up here. Grab that. That's probably because I've got this a little bit too hard. Because see, when I'm stamping, I'm getting these hard edges, and I really don't like that. If you lighten that up a little bit, it's not bad. So now one of the problems is you get when you do that is we obviously have a large open area here. So what you can do is just go and cut an area. Whoops. Control C, Control V to paste it. And then we're just going to shift this over and we'll rotate it so it's not in the same direction. And obviously, it's very sharp edges. So what I'll do is I'll add a layer mask here, and then I'll just hide this. Whoops, way too big of a brush. And we're way too hard. So let's just go down and actually shrink that brush down a little bit more. And just hide that along the edges. So again, when we go out, there we go. We've got a fairly decent layer mask. So now what we'll do, and then, oh, don't forget to merge that. Then what we want to do is we'll define our pattern, edit, define pattern, and we'll say dirty water, or water dirty. Usually I like to put the element first rather than the adjustments. So again, here on here, we'll create a new layer. And let's hide all my layers. Okay, oops. Here's my new layer, and then we'll go pattern, fill. We'll select my new dirty water layer. Oh, wrong layer. There we go. Okay, so again, we've got a little bit of a pattern here growing here, but as long as you're not revealing the whole image, it's not going to be bad, because again, if I, put that down below my grass and then, reveal my grass, whoops, wrong layer. Delete that layer mask. Reveal grass. Usually you're not going to see those patterns, wherever. So obviously, that's creating our dirty water. So again, you won't see those unless you do, again, a large area. Then again, you may want to fix this up a little bit. But that's all for this tutorial, is how to create a seamless pattern. Again, there's lots of tutorials online that you can find that are probably a little bit more detailed, but I just wanted to go over it real quickly. Thanks for watching.